exists, one state, under God, one indivisible.
PTA membership forms are due till September 13th. Each membership costs $8. Make sure to turn in those forms.
Turn in your Battle of the Bug forms by Friday. 3rd and 4th graders give it to Miss Massey, and 5th graders give it to Miss McDonald.
Shirts are $8. Forms are due Friday, September 20th. Make sure to turn them in.
The Post High School has made a free little library. You may borrow the books whenever you like.
Turn your books in so others may borrow them. You can donate some of your books if you wish. Club is tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Make sure to come if you signed up.
Are y'all ready for our Jammin' Minute? Yeah! Let's start. Left leg up. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knees to chest, and 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, 10, down. Marching feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reach and stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A serving of peanut butter is the size of your thumb pad. Yum!
Good morning, Kimball. We are going to pick back up with our wild robot. We learned that the robot's name is Roz and that she is a helper robot. So when you need her, she will help you, but when you don't, she stays out of your way. Also, something important they told us is that she's a learning robot. So the more time she spends watching, the more things she knows and understands. We're on Chapter 5, the robot grave site. Those otters were now hiding behind a rock, their round heads nervously poked up, and they watched as a sparkling monster emerged from the crate. The monster slowly turned her head as she scanned the coastline. Her head turned and turned all the way around, and it didn't stop turning until she was looking right at the otters. "Hello, otters. My name is Roz." The robot's voice was simply too much for the skittish creatures. The biggest otter squeaked, and the whole gang suddenly took off. They galloped back across the robot gravesite, flopped into the ocean, and raced through the waves just as fast as they could. Roz watched the otters go, but her eyes lingered on the sparkling objects that littered the shore. The objects looked strangely familiar. The robot swung her left leg forward, then her right, and just like that, she was taking her first steps. She stomped away from her crate and over the rocks and through the gravesite until she was standing above a broken robot body. She leaned in and noticed the word Rozum lightly etched on the torso. She noticed the same word on all the torsos, including her own. Roz continued exploring the gravesite until a playful little ocean wave washed over the rocks. She automatically stepped away from it. Then a bigger wave sloshed toward her, and she stepped away again. And then a gigantic wave crashed over the rocks and engulfed the entire gravesite. Heavy water pounded against her body and knocked her to the ground, and her damage sensors flared for the first time. A moment later, the wave was gone, and Roz lay there dripping and dented and surrounded by dead robots. Roz could feel her survival instincts, the part of her computer brain that made her want to avoid danger and take care of herself so she could continue functioning properly. Her instincts were urging her to move away from the ocean. She carefully got to her feet and saw that high above the shore, the land was bursting with trees and grasses and flowers. It looked lush and safe up there. It looked like a much better place for our robot. She had just one problem. To get up there, she would have to climb the sea cliffs. Chapter 6, The Climb. Crack, thunk, clang. Roz was having a little trouble climbing the cliffs. She had a new dent on her rear and a long scrape down her side, and she was just about to get another ding when a crab scuttled out from under a piece of driftwood. The crab looked up and immediately showed off his giant claws. Everyone was afraid of his claws, but not the robot. She just looked down and introduced herself. "Hello, crab. My name is Roz." After a brief standoff, the crab cautiously backed away, and that's when Roz noticed how easily he moved over the rocks. With his wide stance and his grippy feet, the crab could crawl up and down any rock face. So Roz decided to try out his climbing technique. She spread her arms wide and clamped each of her hands onto the cliffside. She jammed one foot into a crack and lifted her other foot onto a narrow ledge. And just like that, she was climbing. Roz moved awkwardly at first. A chunk of rock crumbled in her hand, and she had trouble finding footholds. But as she climbed higher and higher, she started to get the hang of it. Seagulls squawked from their cliff nest and soared away when the robot came too close. But Roz paid them no mind. She was focused only on getting up to the top. Up and up and up she went, methodically climbing past nests and ledges and tiny trees rooted in the cracks. And before long, our robot felt the soft soil of the island beneath her feet. And we are going to stop there. Sorry about the bell going off during my reading, and I hope you have a wonderful day.